Hi, this is Kat. Welcome to my channel. Archer and Olive just launched their Winter 2024 collection, which will be launching on November 8th. And in this video, I'm going to see if we can recreate the Calliograph pen set that is in that winter collection with existing calligraph pens from this year's other launches. Here we have the full reveal of the Archer and Olive 2024 winter collection on their website. It's called the Winterscapes and it's coming on Friday, November 8th at 9 a.m. Central Time. Here are all of the notebooks that they have, which are really beautiful, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'm really just going to focus on the calligraph pens to see how similar they are. So here we have the calligraph set and the acrylograph set, and they say that it comes in 10 new colors. So we're going to see if that's true and how similar they are to the old ones in this year's previous collections or previous launches. These are the acrylographs and they're the same colors, but this is what we're going to see how similar they are. And this is what we're going to swatch out. Let's start with the first shade in that palette. So it looks like a dark blue with a tinge of gray. And so I'm wondering if this one called Deep Sea is a good dupe for the, from the Beyond the Sea collection. That could go with the Winterscape. So this is what it looks like. Swatching it out and comparing it to what I see online, this does look a bit darker, so it doesn't look quite as gray or muted. All right, and the second one is this ocean mist color. This does look extremely similar to the second shade in the Winterscapes palette, or in Winterscapes collection. So I think that is a pretty reasonable dupe. Still in the Beyond the Sea collection, I think the third shade is like this really, really light gray. All right, this was Anemone. But I actually think that I should have pulled this one instead. So I think I should have pulled this even lighter gray. Oh yeah, so this is extremely similar to the third shade in the Winterscapes set. Okay, next we have the fourth shade, which is like a light purple. And I don't know if we're going to find an exact dupe for that, but what comes to mind for me is in the Attic Treasures collection, there is a purple shade. So I don't know if it's going to look more like the fourth shade or the fifth shade because there's two purples in the winter set. Okay. This looks a bit more similar to the fifth shade, I would say, and I think it's because it's a little bit darker and the fourth shade is a little bit lighter. It's like a very pale purplish gray, but to be honest, like maybe if you switch these two out, they could look pretty similar. Yeah, so far it's pretty dupeable, I would say. Okay, so that is the fifth shade, I'll say. And then now we have this dark green. Okay, again, going into the Attic Treasures collection, we're going to pick out, I think it's called Cottage Moss. Yeah. Very similar. In the pictures, it looks like the one from the Winterscapes set is a little bit darker maybe, but honestly, they're very, very similar. All right, next we have a very light green, a really pale green, and I don't think we have that in either the Beyond the Sea or the Attic Treasures set, but I do think that in the Cabinet of Curiosities, we might have a pale green. And so, looking at this, there's fresh moss and new leaves. I think new leaves is a bit more limey, so maybe not this one. But there's also this like misty morning. Okay, so maybe we can try out both. So Misty Morning is this. Oh yeah, that's super pale. Okay. That's pale and it's a little cool toned, whereas I think the one in the Winterscape set is a little bit warmer, or it looks that way at least. And then this is Fresh Moss, but I think it has more olive to it than a fresh green, which is what it looks like in the Winterscapes set. Another shade I want to compare is the Artichoke color from the Attic Treasures set. Okay, I think Artichoke is actually closer than the one in the Cabinet of Curiosities set. So I think that this is a closer match to what's in the winter collection, but it's still not the same. So I will say that. Next we have a dark gray. And I think that in terms of a dark gray, I would go back to the Beyond the Sea set. And then we've already swatched out this other gray from the Beyond the Sea set. And that was, the names could be wrong here, but for me it's Anemone. So I'm going to try Driftwood. Yeah, I think the winter set is a little bit lighter. It feels a bit more pale, and this one is a bit darker, but I think it's a pretty fair, replacement. Like, the effect that you're gonna have is not going to be all too different. And finally, we have that last shade, which is like a dark brown, and I do think that there isn't anything quite like it, at least in the other sets that we have here. The closest thing that I can think of is again from the Attic Treasures collection. So this one is, this one is the shade Acorn, and it's a lot lighter, so you're not gonna get that like deep, dark, rich brown look. But overall, I think that it is quite dupable. So let me just go and swatch out everything that is the closest. So this is kind of like the test one, and I'll just swatch out everything again to see how much we can match the shades that are in the Winterscape set alone. Here are the calligraphs from the winter set again, just to compare. And here are all 10 of my dupes swatched out. I think the only two that are not as similar to what we have in the winter set are these two shades. So this really light green that is a lot, I think, brighter in the Winterscape set, and then this brown, which is a lot darker in the Winterscape set. But I think that if you have the Attic Treasures from the fall collection and the Beyond the Sea calligraphs from the summer collection, you really don't need the Winterscape set. So I hope this video was helpful and could help you make a decision as to whether or not you should purchase the Winterscape set that is coming out tomorrow. Even though it looks really beautiful, you know, if you have a lot of these already in your collection, you might not need it. But again, that's up to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.